South Jersey bad boys. South Jersey bad boys. South Jersey bad boys.
Sorry, let's do ours. Ready?
Our producer
we don't
left.
have a podcast.
I was gonna say, what are you guys gonna do? A death rattle?
Well, some of us do have a podcast. We just don't have one.
Wow, shots
I'm
fired.
really sad now.
Damn. So,
Orson.
John, this is Protect Our Parks Part 8. What, if you're not going to be, not protect our park, protect our jobs.
Protect our jobs.
What are you going to be doing to protecting from a job? Firing who? Or, I don't know how I worded that.
Was
but
that a sentence?
I have no idea.
What is it?
Sorry, Dan's recently discovered mushrooms.
I did about a half hour ago. And
Oh, nice. So they're settling in beautifully right now.
what are you, what? I'm
Brendan,
trying to
do you
figure out
ask
how
the
to
question?
word this.
Yeah, guys, I'd love to step in here.
I'll step in,
How are you guys?
Doing pretty good.
I think that's what he's trying to say.
That's what I wanted to start off. This is John's birthday week. It's your 45th birthday. So what do you have else in common with
Is it
4-5?
actually? I thought we were just celebrating the death of that.
No,
Rules
it's in my
podcast.
calendar. It's his birthday Wednesday.
Something's got to die so something can be born anew. And that's my hit podcast, Men at Work. Make sure to check that out, guys. It's streaming everywhere on YouTube and just on YouTube. Give it a check. It's a great podcast where you learn about the people that are around you. It's a dynamic podcast featuring a dynamic host like myself. What else can I say? Hold on.
Let him finish.
Now,
Yeah, and you can find me watching Matt's new podcast
And on
at
it.
my house on the night that we
Could
used
find
to
you
record.
hobbling around Collingswood.
No, I'm out the boot. I'm out the boot, brother.
Oh.
I took a
Jesus.
3-mile walk today. I'm reborn anew.
Did you go out trip people on Broad Street yesterday? What
No,
did
I
you,
did. I wanted to. I wanted to go huck some balloons at some passerbys, but I let them be.
Well, how about that? A South Jersey bad boy won the Broad Street Run. First
And
person in the U.S.
He's like
to
an
win.
Irish dude, a Mick.
Really?
His name was like Frankie O'Hallahan or something. It was,
It was just a drunk guy running from the cops.
Yeah, had multiple warrants out in Camden County, so he went over to Philly. But first guy in America to win the Broad Street Run since 1994. That's fucking nuts.
What? So it's
Yeah.
always been like a Kenyan or something.
Yeah, like a Kenyan or maybe like.
wait, for real?
Yeah,
I assume.
yeah, I mean every race is a Guyanian or a Kenyan. But a boy from Cherry Hill was just like, guys, sit this one out, fellas.
Wow.
They've just been coming over
He
here.
he said, why don't you go back to where you came from? I'll win this one. Like, well, all right.
What was so funny when they were interviewing all the winners of the Broad Street Run, because I was watching NBC 10 at 10:30 on Sunday, and they were going into. They were interviewing all the guys that won, like the top 5 people. They were all on the same running team. And they were trying to get an inspirational story, like, why do you run? Every single one of them was like, I'm on a running team. Like, there was no, like, I just beat cancer.
Just a
None
very
of that.
Forrest Gump
Wait, like
answer.
a current
I
running
just
team? Like there are
running.
adults that are on
Yeah,
a running team?
they just run together.
Yeah, that's what sucks about getting into things when you get older. Like, I got really into running, then people were like, you going to join a team? It's like, no. And then I
right.
broke my foot.
That is what I hate about it. You try and get into anything as an adult, and you got people that go to the nth degree with
Well,
it. And it's
I got
annoying.
into running because it's literally the only thing you can do by yourself. You don't need a team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dan just joined a wooden baseball bat league
I understand
for
that.
adult men.
21
who,
and over. I'm
I
like
fully
the old
understand
guy.
that. I'm always on the brink of going back to baseball.
If you want to ever make a comeback, come on out.
Does a
Can I
wooden
pitch?
bat make a difference? Is that a specific thing that it's a wooden bat league?
Yeah, because
Don't
I mean,
hit it as
imagine
hard.
Sammy Sosa with a stealth baseball bat out there. Remember those things that would go? Ping?
Dan's comparing himself to
I have a
Sam
stealth
Slick.
stick. I have a 2-part composite stealth. The blue in the middle, gray up top.
Oh,
still in my
shit.
garage.
Those were-
We'll take them to the field and I'll let you swing a wood and then swing that thing.
Yeah.
You feel like a god.
I think
and then
if
you'll
you-
hit it on the wrong part and you feel like you want to cut your hands off.
Yeah, they were a lot more forgiving, the metal or composite bats. Wood bats, if you hit it in the wrong spot, you're splintering it.
But
and it
Yeah.
goes
if
flying.
you hit it in the right spot on a wood bat,
it
you want to
pops.
come.
Yeah.
I regret bringing this up.
This sucks hard as hell, dude.
If you get it on the barrel of a wood bat, it's better than fingering a fat chick in summer. It's like, yeah.
Yeah,
Did you go, I just missed the smell of pine tar. That was oof.
From the smell of fat chicks in summer.
Yeah.
you pulled some crazy shit out of there.
Pine tar, dude. The tar. You're like the kid from fucking Little Giants where he puts all the sticky stuff on his hands.
Yeah.
If you get your mitts inside of a bigger broad, you're going to come back with something sticky.
Yeah, it's probably.
Did you love playing basketball? Did you love the Slipknot sticky thing on the floor?
No, I fell every fucking time. I was already bad at the sport, and they would always be like, "All right, let's get some traction on our shoes." I'm like, "Traction for what, dude? I'm clocking in at like 0.8 miles an hour when I run at full speed. I don't need traction. I need PhDs." You should be able to give 8th graders up till about 11th grade PhDs against their will.
You're trying to say PEDs, aren't you?
What am I saying?
You're saying PhDs
I was
as
gonna
in
say,
a doctorate.
You should make every 8th grader a doctor.
I think every 8th grader should become a gynecologist. What better way to learn the woman's body?
Yeah. Every diagnosis, they're like, think you're gonna need a boob job.
I think you're gay.
Bigger,
I think you're gonna need
bigger.
double D tits. I twisted my ankle.
Also, all my boys are going to need to see them when you get them done.
Yeah. Sorry, it's protocol.
Man, seeing boobs as a kid, what was better than that, dude?
Did you guys,
man.
I asked
Birthday
somebody this the
parties?
other day, did you guys ever have a kid growing up that was really good at drawing nude people?
Yeah, I was one of those guys.
You were a good nude
I
drawer?
bet you were.
You guys gotta settle down, dude.
Not a nude drawer, but I got in trouble multiple times in 8th grade for drawing a dick that I named Cock Diesel. You put it upside down. The eyeballs are the balls. The shaft is like the body. He's got the the head at the bottom. And
You'll probably put that right below here, right? You'll draw it out.
I'll draw it out
you'll
on
edit
the in post, as they say
There
in
it
the
is.
biz. And then you get some muscles on the side of it, and I put like some veins on there. He looked ripped. I called him Cock Diesel. I drew it in
Okay.
gym class because I brought notebooks with me to
So
gym
you're Steven
class.
Glansberg is what you're trying to tell us,
Yeah.
basically.
Were you drawing with like a group, or was it just you by yourself?
Well, there was
That's
a group.
that's a great question.
There would be a group that would surround me as I was doing it.
Were they there consistently, or would they take trips back and forth to check in on you?
They would
'cause-
check in. It was a marking period long project to draw this thing.
Dan was also the only white kid, so it was just a bunch of black kids sitting around going, "Damn, Callahan, gay as shit."
Callahan drawing dicks again.
No, they're just coming by. They're like, "Hey, what's up, Dan? That's not a gun, is it?"
He goes,
be a
"Danny
gun."
Dicks again."
I picture people like looking over your shoulder, like people shooting hoops or whatever, and Dan just has a notebook, and they're like, "Yeah, Callahan is just fully drawing penises again."
like Jonah Hill
He's
in
in the chalk
Superbad, right?
Yeah, that's Steven Glansberg. He's the
Yeah.
only one that draws the dicks.
Yeah, yep.
That
forget.
ruined shit for teachers because as soon as Superbad came out, there was dicks drawn
Everywhere.
all
Well,
over the
yeah.
school.
It
See,
was
that's
around
why I
I used to do the
respect
same thing.
pre-Superbad. The new drawing kid in my school, he put his abilities to good, and he drew pictures of naked women, and then he would sell them. So I bought one time. My
Wow,
parents found
good
it like,
businessman.
in my trapper keeper when I got home. And I was like, I thought that was a piece of scrap paper. I was picking it up because I wanted to doodle on it myself. I didn't know there was a buxom lady on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed
still
the
remember it's
boat.
blue ink too, so I've had a weird thing for blue.
Your dad's like, I'm gonna have to confiscate this. Holy shit.
Shout out JJ Paris. He's definitely dead at this point. He's a South Jersey bad boy for real.
Well,
There's
yeah.
no way that guy made
We
it.
got to get guys like that on the program.
Yeah. Way
That's-
more
I talked about that. I do-
JJ
guys.
Paris.
Yeah, I could get him. I think he changed his last name like 3 times in high school because his mom got remarried a bunch. But
Some people want to get big names on their podcast. We're like, can you book him for us? It's
I
just
get
some guy
Double J.
that's hanging
you
outside
need
of a
Double J the
Heritage.
Tit Man. I got you.
Yeah, dude.
JJ Berlin, JJ Moscow. The guys are all over the place, guys. Come on.
Well,
These are great jokes.
Speaking of our childhoods, do you guys reminisce on this Chuck E. Cheese pizza? Is it everything you remember?
Man, I could
pretty
tell
good.
you the bottom is as uncooked as it could be. Mm-hmm. Doesn't get much better.
You can thank my bitch wife for that. The producer put the pizza in the oven earlier.
She put some cheese on some cardboard, basically.
I am not kidding. Walmart sells Chuck E. Cheese branded pizza. I saw
collab.
it yesterday.
No, I fully believe. I mean, we're eating it, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, you guys are not
Yeah.
gonna believe this. No, I believe it, dude.
Is this episode brought to us by Chuck E. Cheese Pizza?
It is the Chuck E. Cheese over in Deptford, right near, right off of, right near the mall, whatever that road is.
If this podcast wasn't annoying enough, we were like, you know what would be better to listen to? Just a bunch
Shoot.
of guys smacking their lips. To some Chuck E. Cheese pizza.
Don't worry, John's got the fucking job covered over here.
Oh, this is Chuck E. Cheese
Oh my
ASMR.
God. Johnny Montague.
You did that. You got quieter at
There
chewing.
it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Montague, there we go. That's
First of
the
all,
episode.
Edgar Chew, kid I went to high school with. Walked in on him making love in Disney Trip.
Really?
Yeah, shouldn't have said that, but
When you walked in, did you go, "Oh boy"?
Making love to himself? Or?
I was like, yeah, you look goofy in there, dude.
Was he fucking a teacher? Who was he banging?
He was giving some Donald Dick. No, he was to somebody else. And
He was giving it to somebody else.
did you guys all have Disney Trip, or is that something
Yeah.
unique?
we
to
had
you?
Disney
senior
Did you
year.
stay at the
Yeah.
Wide World of Sports?
One of those shit ones. It was like,
I got a tattoo on my ass on Disney Trip.
why?
You're tattooing
dude?
your ass. And this just coming up now?
Yeah. You guys didn't know that?
No.
No,
So
show
What
it.
are you
Prove it.
talking
This is
about?
where Patreon starts.
You guys haven't seen my ass before?
Can you go right off camera and show it to us? And
I'll
then
show
also
my
your
ass any day of the week, dude.
All right, let's
You're
go.
sexy yellow,
I got a
dude.
night.
Put your ass where our eyes are.
Oh,
I think,
dude.
did
I'll
you say it
flash
was
my
a bullseye
caboose.
that says nut here?
No, but goddamn, that
Don't you
would
have a
be
peanut
good.
allergy?
No.
I just say you were diabetic. I thought that was like part of the bullshit or whatever. Just
No.
that
Yeah,
little
you're
kid
allergic
stuff,
to
dude.
bees too. You got the my girl syndrome.
I just look like a kid at a birthday party that had a peanut allergy because I'm wearing the hat right now.
But wait, so you guys did have Disney trip? Any like insane? Like I feels like every time somebody goes on a Disney trip, you come back and it's like 4 kids died and 1 overdosed.
Yeah, I got a tattoo on my behind.
yeah, why are we
alright,
just
so
skipping
yeah,
over that?
please,
What
so
is
yeah.
it of?
It's a clover. It says "Kiss Me, I'm Irish." Thing.
And in what park was that at Epcot? Was that where you
No,
go around the world?
they let us-
You just hit Ireland
they
and they're
let
like,
us go to the
all right,
beach."
pull your fucking pants down.
There's actually a part of Epcot behind a dumpster called Wildwood, and you get a tattoo back there, and that's where he got it.
Yeah.
We went a little off base. No, they let us run around on the beach for like a couple hours. They're like, all right, you guys stay in one spot. I
Don't
immediately
go to
went-
the tattoo
I just
shop.
went to a tattoo parlor and got a tattoo on my
Wait,
ass.
what beach is in Orlando?
Orlando Beach? I don't know.
I don't know. We're just on one of the beaches.
Yeah, wait, it's landlocked, isn't it? It's in the middle of the state.
Was that Typhoon Lagoon?
Snake Island.
We
Brendan
did
went to
go
St. Pete's
we
for
went to
senior
Blizzard
trip.
Beach the one day, but yeah, one day they just took us to a beach. They drove us there. I remember it took.
You were
a little
definitely at a
while.
lake.
I don't
It
know.
might have been Ocala way. I'd say I had some
Okeechobee
family
is
that
right
lived in
there.
Ocala. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
She's
don't know. I don't know
okie-dokie.
Florida that well, but yeah, I got it done. My buddy got Your Name
Nice.
Classic.
But-
On his butt too.
on his butt. Yeah.
How old were you? 17 or 18?
I guess if that's in the spring, I was probably a solid 18.
All right, then you
So
good to go.
you guys were 17.
Yeah.
What gym teacher signed off on it?
Yeah, you kick it.
I did show my teacher, right? So I showed him on trip. I mooned him, and then he got like a couple years later. I was in college, and he got drunk at a beef and beer and told my parents. And then they came up to college and like, "Do you have a tattoo on your ass?
Show us your ass right now.
What
Also,
are you
we
even
missed you.
talking about?"
Is somebody asked that the teacher remembers your ass that vividly?
Yeah.
I understand that there's a tattoo on it, but he shouldn't be like
Yeah.
thinking about it for the
He's
next
like, yeah, right
half
next to that
decade.
Oh, dude,
sweet
it's an
crack.
ass you're never gonna forget, dude.
I can imagine that.
It's the 9/11 of
Where on the
asses.
cheek
You
we
do have a
talking?
Kyle Lowry ass, dude. I've seen it a couple times.
Yeah, I got
It's thick as all
I
get
got
out.
a fat
Kyle
old-
Lowry ass?
Yeah, Kyle
ever
Lowry's
see that
got a
thing?
fat old ass.
Ex-Toronto Raptor Kyle Lowry?
He's built like
Sixer.
sexy red, dude.
He's on the
So-
Sixers now?
I know. I was
Yeah.
watching the playoffs this year. I'm like, when did we get Kyle Lowry?
Guys,
dude?
what the hell?
He was a,
this
yeah,
was the
legend,
sexiest
baby.
team they've ever had, and you didn't even know that. Kelly Oubre, Kyle Lowry's fat
Wait.
fucking jiggling ass.
What does it say? What does it say around the Shamrock?
It's in the Shamrock. It says, "Kiss me, I'm Irish."
And then how close is that to the part where your diabetic pump goes into your body?
Oh yeah, it's close.
Real fucking lucky, unless it comes to blood sugar.
It is, yeah, because I put that bad boy on like the top of my ass, but yeah, I got it like mid cheek to just be
Oh, you
classy.
went mid cheek. Okay.
Went
Did it
mid-cheek.
hurt at all?
It did, dude.
Yeah.
Like I have a couple tats now. I'm, South Jersey bad boy.
Okay.
That one for sure hurt the most.
I love that you went
'Cause he kept
silly
spanking you.
goofball tattoo and then one memorial tattatoe and then also your beautiful son's name.
They're a bit all over the place, dude. They're a bit all over the place.
I didn't have anything
I got
crazy.
one right here. I don't even want to show
On
them,
your
actually.
lip?
You
I
have a
would
lip
like you to
tattoo?
show.
What does
Yeah.
it say?
Doesn't that go away after a certain amount of time?
That's what I thought, guy. It's been 10
Well,
years.
let's see it.
It's clear as day.
What does it say?
I guess can we block it out on the pod? It's nothing bad, but
Yeah, I'll block it
It's
out.
just the N word. It says the N word.
What is? Please?
yeah,
Please?
Don't block that out.
yeah.
Why does it say? We'll have to get a close up of that.
If you look in the roof of his mouth, it says "Daddy More."
Yeah.
Also,
I think you've just been sexually assaulted by tattoo artists.
Yeah, what Nickelodeon producer have you hung around with on
Yeah.
senior
yeah,
trip?
that's the least faded tattoo I've ever seen.
It's clear as day,
so
dude.
Fresh.
So then my cousin got boobs, and the guy wrote instead
Like
of
actual tits or the tattoo?
no, just the word boobs,
Oh.
and then the guy wrote instead of an S on the end, he drew a 5 for some reason. So he's got boob 5.
No, he did it
like the
He did it
calculator.
like
We
a
got it down on
calculator.
the
Yeah.
Wildwood board.
Isn't that Adam Levine and all them?
Huh?
Isn't that Adam Levine and all them?
Boob 5, yeah.
Oh, boob 5.
My boob 5.
There we go.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find a rhythm.
He's
here. I'm
hopped up on
sorry.
birthday cake right now.
You guys, you have to forgive us. Our fucking producer left us high and as well dry.
Well, first of all,
Yeah.
I just want to say, because we haven't talked about this yet, but I was like pretty nervous yesterday when I got the news about Matt. I was like, no, seriously, I was at home. I'm tearing up a little bit, and Sam comes in the room and she goes, "What's going on? Are you okay?" And I go, "I'm just really worried about my friend right now." And she goes, "What happened?" And I go, "It's Matt." And she goes, "Did he get in an accident?" I go, "No, it's worse. He has a migraine."
yeah.
And she goes, "Are you serious?" I go, "Yeah, it's so bad. He had to cancel the podcast."
Yeah.
So
I got my suit out thinking that I'd be attending another funeral within a week.
yeah, you got to be
I got to
prepared.
get impressed. I got to say some words. I started writing a eulogy.
Yeah, I know. Well, look, I'll put it to you this way. I'd fucking do it again. That shit hurts so bad,
Just
dude.
say headache.
And I kept thinking about it. For whatever reason, this is what popped in my head. When I sent it, I consulted Gab for a while. I said, is this a bad text to send? I really feel bad.
I don't know if Gab has your best interest in mind then.
No, she kept being like, you just have to go. And I was like,
Oh, so she got.
yeah, I mean, literally everybody I consulted, I asked her and Zach, and they're like, yeah, I mean, it can't be that bad. And I was like, you have no idea. You guys can't relate to my struggle and my huge podcast, Men at Work.
She's the man in this relationship that like whips you into shape.
Oh my
She's like,
God,
stop
it's
being a pussy,
unbelievable.
just go.
Yeah, it really is that.
That
That's
podcast
also
should be
bullshit, though, because I'm reading the text you sent me, and it said, why the fuck would I want to go to that dumbass basement
Nobody said.
when I have a successful podcast called Men at Work with the guy from Crossing Broad? Yeah, the tall one. The one who's mean to our own fans outside of stadiums. Fuck Brendan and Dan. I love you. Good night. Why
Look,
did you say all that?
If you guys are wondering how I got a migraine, I got to deal with that all the time.
No, you don't, because our podcast is dead.
Well, yeah, last night he canceled to come on this one and your guys' own podcast, all in one shot,
Yeah.
which is nice.
I just got all my favorite people canceling on me
Yeah,
now.
and now I have three things of where those like types of events that happen. You remember where you were, like 9/11, the JFK assassination,
This is podcasting 9/11.
when the Rodney King video came out, and now it's when Matt canceled on us.
Yeah, I'm kind of like the Rodney King of my head hurting. I guess you could kind of. People have said that for years.
Say his name.
If you guys could have seen, I thought I might have my Jordan flu game where I'd come down here and you guys would talk about bullshit, wooden bats, whatever, and I'd go bop, 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 all the shit I normally do.
Yeah.
But I said, you know what? Let me take a day to myself because I never have a day to myself. And I said, let me take the night to myself.
You don't
I'll
have a day to
cancel-
yourself. You sent us a picture with an eye mask on.
Yeah.
And said, my head hurts too much to be here tonight.
I'm gonna
I
pamper
can't believe-
myself.
For real, I thought when I sent that, I was like, they will understand how bad this is. As if you guys want to be like, I mean, huge pussy, dude.
It doesn't help
Huge
that
pussy.
it's a satin night mask that says like nighty night on it.
I
What
sleep
did
in it
say?
every night too. I
Did
already
you
would have
really?
had it on. Yeah, of course, absolutely did.
You do live on the ground floor with.
I love
a
that
street
was-
of-
That's true.
from
That's
your
exactly
bed.
right.
That was your proof that you go, guys, it's really bad. Check this out.
I had to put on my eye mask I wear every
I'm
fucking.
currently closing my eyes and covering them. So you think I'm faking this?
I know. I thought it was bad too, man. I hear you, but I.
How
it
many
was
pictures did you take before you settled on that one?
Two.
too?
The first one, I was like,
The fact that you had to were you guessing on if you were pushing the button?
no. First one, I had a double chin, and I was like, they're gonna eat that one up. I can't let that happen.
So I had to do a couple push-ups.
I never said that. So I said that, and I was like, damn, dude, I'm
Yeah,
fucking.
where's my ring light?
Yeah.
Can I be honest with you guys and open up to you real quick? An eye mask is nice, dude.
It's so.
It is nice.
Eye mask
I
is
do
nice,
agree.
dude.
Now we're talking. Don't
We
ever
have
give
a-
me two fingers
We have
again.
like a cool
So, yeah, I have my napkin.
one that wraps around your whole head and it freezes. Oh, it's like
What?
that's a migraine mask actually.
It's unbelievable
but it's
the way
for
that.
pregnant women, not grown 27-year-old.
No, I feel.
men.
I really feel like I'm the Oppenheimer of having fucking.
I think you're dying.
People look at me and they go, "What's this guy doing? What's he talking about? A migraine, an eye mask? He's canceling." And I bet you in 20 years, I will have invented a nuclear bomb. I didn't really understand the comparison when I started making it.
I don't know, I'm like, you're going to regret everything?
Yeah, Matt, we've been watching you nuclear bomb for years now.
Okay, guys, come on. Not everybody can be 6'4", 205 pounds lean.
Wow.
I've never worn an eye mask. I was always told to suffer in silence. I don't get the appeal. I'm also way too paranoid. I think someone's breaking in my house every 5 seconds.
Also, you can't draw dicks in an eye mask. Let's be
No,
honest.
no. I mean, I
True.
could at this point. I could draw dicks all day long and just sleep. but-
Can't troll dicks in an eye mask sounds like an old anecdote.
It sounds like
I don't know what it
haiku,
means,
Put it on
actually.
a t-shirt. Sell it at Walmart, baby.
Rachel's got to be scared enough going to bed next to you. Imagine you waking up in an eye mask like a blind deer of Dan that's just waking up in the midst of the night.
In the middle of the deepest mushroom sleep he's had all month.
You're like in the
Oh,
Anchorman
dude.
thing where you're just like drinking ketchup. It's like you have to know it tastes like that. You can't see.
I think one of the nights I was doing mushrooms and she went to sleep and I got up there like 2 or 3 a.m. and was just fucking spiraling out of fucking control and she like woke up and it was a horror story. Yeah, it was.
I feel
Sounds
so
like a real fun guy.
That's nice as hell, dude. That fucking rules. You're the
You know
best.
who else is a fun guy? Is Aaron Hernandez. Did you see all the heat that guy caught last night? Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Has he responded?
His ex-fiance slammed it and said,
Oh, she's still standing by him.
yeah, she is. She said, it's sad that I'm trying to raise my children in such a cruel world because her 11-year-old daughter saw her father as a hero. It's like, well, maybe their kids' heroes shouldn't be a double homiciding CTE thing.
Also, maybe don't let your 11-year-old tune into the roast of Tom Brady. I wonder if they'll talk about my murderous father.
That looks like the fucking RNC. That picture. That's crazy.
Edelman does look like a big
That was a choice of
you
a
got
shirt.
Second Amendment
culture
guy.
on the left.
Yeah, that does. Oh my God, this does look like
I also love like during the documentary of Aaron Hernandez, they're like double homicide, but they're like even worse, he was gay. It turns out he was gay. People
double
are like
homicide.
People are like I can't believe it.
So they said that the
Come on.
fact that her daughter is coming of age as a preteen means there's no doubt that she will see what was said about her father on Sunday. The ex-fiance thinks that Aaron should have been off limits, and he definitely wasn't. But there definitely was stuff that was
He should
off
have been out of
limits.
bounds.
Protect the murderer, guys. Come on. That is uncalled for. A joke.
Now, did you
In other news, OJ's son said, "Nah, I liked it."
Did you see in the beginning of it when Jeff Ross was up there how Tom Brady? I think it was legitimate that he was like, "Don't say that shit again about Robert Kraft."
So I had some thoughts about that because I saw all the headlines. It was like he got super offended and came up. When I initially saw it, I thought he was fucking around and just being like, "Hey, don't say that shit." But then all the headlines were, being like he was dead serious. Like, don't joke about that anymore.
I thought it seemed pretty real.
Really?
I thought he
think
was
he was
like
being serious,
I think
yeah.
these guys are like so much more under the thumbs of these owners than we realize. Like I understand that Tom Brady's a multimillionaire several times over, but you could see that people were shitting on Bill Belichick. He had not much to say, but the time that it goes to the guy who was signing his paychecks, I think he was kind of like, and it was like a pretty benign thing about the massage parlor that everybody knows about.
Yeah, obviously they're going to make fun of him for having a hand job. Like, how do you expect him not getting a hand job?
Yeah,
I
it
expect
is
him not to say that.
pretty funny to be a billionaire and think you have to go to a massage parlor to get a hand job. That is the most.
Just not understanding how sluts work.
But it's also the most like down to earth thing you could do. It's actually his most endearing quality to like.
True. He could have just paid a non-professional.
Could have paid Tom Brady to go do it.
But yeah, apparently she went on Howard Stern. I didn't watch it, but she actually did talk about what was no-no in terms of material, because a live roast is a wild concept, because the Comedy Central ones, they cut a shit ton of stuff. Charlie Sheen's roast, he cut half of Jeselnik's set. This was
really?
live, so they couldn't cut anything, and I think that's what... Like, usually they'll cut a bunch of shit, but
that's way better. Like, it is nice that they just streamed it like that, and then it'll be up there for however long.
Yeah, it was 3 hours, 4 minutes.
It was way too long, but I guess it's like if you want
Jesus.
to watch it in chunks, you can.
Do you think she parlays this into a stand-up career and becomes a battle roaster herself, if you will?
Oh, yeah.
Hernandez's wife.
Oh, yeah. She's going to enter the ring on roast battle.
Just a sassy
could be
Latino
tough.
mommy.
She's like, is there a stool up there?
Yeah.
I'm going to need one.
I'm going to slap the mic on my knee.
I did think that there was a joke that Andrew Schultz said about it was priests, like somebody in Boston touching, like I forget what it was, getting a massage in Boston, and I felt like he changed Robert Kraft's name and inserted priests instead. Like it was teed up perfectly to be a guy getting a massage in Boston, and he replaced it with priests.
Yeah, I wonder how much of those do they have to get like everything ran by
I think
the censors, because it's Netflix, maybe not. Like Comedy Central, I'm sure they had to.
Yeah,
you probably had to run every roast joke by them. Netflix probably has their own.
Well, it seems like Netflix.
Well, it's our stream.
It seems like Netflix, just by the way that the famous comedians talk about it on their podcast and when they're doing a special, it seems like they are much more like, giving with like, do whatever you want, and like we'll just give you money and like we'll see how it works out.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I don't think anything was like that egregious. I mean, Tom and Bert having a full slideshow, I guess calling Tom Brady Hitler was probably the closest, but otherwise I didn't think anything was that nuts.
I thought the most like egregious stuff was just about like just how, and obviously it's gonna be talked about, but just all the stuff about his wife getting fucked by
a jiu-jitsu
guy, which like he's just sitting there, gotta be like, God damn, dude.
Yeah.
Well, he looked that annoyed me. He looked surprised, like he wasn't anticipating.
What did you think, dude?
I wonder if people like
but I mean, that
think,
is the worst. If you get dumped and then you're like, well, who's she with now? And you're like, a guy who could kick the shit out of you, even though you're one of the most elite athletes of all time.
Yeah.
It is like he is such a probably like an insanely out of touch psychopath that he was like sitting down there when the roast is starting, and he's like, I know somebody's gonna bring up those losses to the Giants. Like, your wife sucked another guy's dick and he could kick your ass, and he's like, oh my god.
Yeah, like, what the fuck, dude? They're like, you don't take care of your first kid that you have with that other lady. He's like,
and apparently the kids were off limits completely, because you notice there were no jokes about kissing your son on the mouth.
I forgot about that. I was waiting for that, and I'm like, someone's gonna say it, and clearly
they had a do not talk about kids type of thing,
right?
And they had to have told Bert and Tom to not talk about their liquor. I was waiting for that to come. They've been plugging the shit out of it. What if it's called pour
Two Osos.
Two Osos.
Dos Osos.
Dos Osos or something?
Two Bears.
Yeah, there was no promos throughout it. But
Nikki Glazer's joke about Bert was so fucking funny. She was like, Bert, I'm kidding. I love your one joke.
Yeah, I love
He gets on stage. He takes his shirt off. Shirts are not supposed to come off. Just like it's crazy.
The one, the best of that I thought was the Tony Hinchcliffe one saying that Bert looks like Tiger King and Liver King, only eat Burger King, and his liver looks like Martin Luther King got beat up by Rodney King. And it's like, holy shit, dude. Yeah.
The fact you memorized that, holy shit.
I've watched it so many times today because I came past the migraine. Exactly, that's exactly right. I came past the migraine and I said, let me recap some of this stuff and get ready for the podcast tonight. And I came prepared.
You did your due diligence. We respect that.
I had a sliced pizza and an IPA, and I'm feeling loose as a goddamn goose.
Nice.
What was the slogan for Chuck E. Cheese? Where kids can be kids? Is that was that Slime
we
Time
swear
Live?
we're not touching them, I think. Something like that.
The mouse bands was like,
Yeah.
we swear we're not. They got NDAs signed. What was the slogan for Chuck?
I think it was "We're great."
Yeah. I think it was like no more big kids in the jungle gym because they keep breaking shit. No, for real, no more big kids in the jungle gym. That's what everybody told me. Every time I was like fucking 9 years old trying to go in the jungle gym, and they were like, I think you're too big. And I was like, I think you're a dumb bitch, actually, now that I think about it.
And then you just get in your car and drive away.
Then you head home.
You're like, dude, I'm not taking my
husky
sneakers
child?
off.
I was just a big-bodied, wide-bodied Calabasas of a kid. I was just thick as they came.
Yeah,
And
had those birthing hips at a young age.
they're not birthing hips. They're strong, quick twitch fiber type hips where you can be explosive movements at any time.
But your brain will fail you at any moment.
That's exactly right. I could have a migraine or an aneurysm, or just I could do like 200 push-ups straight. But I will say, going to Chuck E. Cheese was like the sickest thing you could do growing up.
That was the place to have a birthday
It was
party.
unbelievable.
That's what I did for my 21st birthday.
I really would. I would go there as an adult for sure.
I think
It's called
Are they
Dave
still-
Buster's, guys. It's the same thing.
and you can get
Yeah.
drunk there. I mean, you can get drunk at Chuck E. Cheese. I have.
Are they
Yeah.
still open?
Yeah.
There's a few
Yeah, there's
left.
one in Cherry
Chuckles?
Hill. My daughter's been watching the commercials, and she's like, I don't know what the fuck that is, but
They
I
ha-
gotta get there.
Chuck E. Cheese has a budget for advertising?
Oh yeah, if you're into the Bubble Guppies realm like I am and Bluey world, there's a lot of Chuck E. Cheese commercials.
They have not cleaned that whatever cheese you're walking into.
Oh,
They
yeah.
have not cleaned.
There's
that
a lot of
place.
cheese in the ball pit. I'll give you that much.
Like the guy that's got to put on that stinky rat costume. They have not changed that shit for 30 years.
It's
They're
also an insane
Minimum wage?
That's your mascot. Is like so it's gonna be a fucking rat.
Yeah.
Okay, he loves little kids and games. It's a terrifying thing.
Isn't one of the band members in a trash can too?
yeah.
These are the types of people you should surround your kids with.
I think they did away with the animatronic band, and I don't think I'll bring my daughter till they bring that back.
Yeah, dude.
I want
it's the
a
best
faulty
part.
band up there. I want like one of the guys playing guitar. His arm just does this for like 3 minutes. No guitar.
There was a body positive guy on the side that had a banjo.
Yeah, it was a thick bear.
And then the one broad had the eyelashes that were fucking
Yeah,
3 feet long.
Don't make it that hot. Come on.
Yeah, but if he's living in a trash can, go all the way. I want an animatronic of like a dude sitting Indian style with a sign that says "former Marine," asking you for money while at the ball pit. Give me tokens. Then he put it in his mouth and it goes.
Damn, we should bring one of those to Dave and Buster's,
Remember
the one
those?
over at the Gloucester County Outlets.
I would
Let's
go
get
there.
it going.
They have one right in the Defford, right across from Barnes and Noble in Defford. That's where I used to frequent as a kid.
Chuck E. Cheese.
You know what the E
Charles
stands for,
Entertainment.
right?
Yeah,
Entertainment.
that's exactly right.
My first job was I worked at this place. We may have talked about this before. International Sports Center, which was like a kids' party place, and I
That
did
sounds like
dress
the
up.
worst named like
Get it in
European
there.
thing ever.
What is it?
The worst named European business. International Sports American, come through.
Yes.
Sorry, go on.
My job was I had to dress up as the Dan's teeing something up at me.
This is from 8 years ago.
Hold
Just
on,
wait
dude,
till
we
we
got
get
Iris Delgado out there.
Irish Delgado. Yeah.
I had to dress up as the Roller-Roo in a big kangaroo costume.
Roller-Roo, I like that.
and do the cha-cha slide with the kids.
Oh, that was hard as shit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's a lot of
skates?
movement.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Backwards
No,
skating.
not in skates.
I had a girl that I dated in college. She used to dress up as Elsa the princess, and a couple times I had to dress up as Olaf. And the
Oh my
costume,
God.
I'm
You're
not
so
exaggerating.
young.
I swear, the costume was 7 feet 5 inches tall. So I would like walk into like inner city malls, and the kids would be like, "What the fuck?" And I would be like,
It's you
"Hug
and-
me now."
It's you and twerking Spider-Man.
I looked horrifying. No, none of the kids would come up to me and be like, "Olaf's not that big," and I was like, "I'm not true to size, fuck face."
Yeah.
I'm actually trimming right now.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I had to dress up as the mascots at the River Sharks when I interned there in college.
Nobody asked you to do that, though.
No, I just did it. I was like, I'll volunteer.
Yeah.
They're
That
like,
was a passion project.
You should be
Dan,
working
this
at
is
the
a
ticket
marketing
booth.
internship.
and he had to do the Cotton Eye Joe. Remember that horrifying dance?
It sounds so racist.
It does, and I think it is pretty racist. So I was doing it on top of the dugout, and I got a beer thrown at me one time. It was a family. I really should have. Those costumes, like you were saying, were just sweaty. They were dripping of sweat from 3 nights prior.
Yeah,
they were disgusting. Yeah,
I saw something in like a Reddit thread forever ago, and speaking of the Cotton Eye Joe, and some guys telling like some horrifying story about how he was in this relationship with this girl, and he got in a fight with her ex-boyfriend. He smashed a bottle and fucking cut his eye, and he like ran off. He never saw him again. And then he goes through this whole thing. By the end of it, he's like, "Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where'd you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?" I'll have to pull it up, dude. It's so it's this long descriptive. You think it's like a pretty serious thing, and then he's like, "Where'd you come from? Where'd you go?"
Since we're on it, real quick, what do you guys think the first couple words of that song are?
Cotton Eye Joe.
No, it starts. That's what I'm saying.
That's exactly
what it is. Is it the same person that sang that song that was the animated frog doing that?
Crazy Frog.
Crazy Frog.
Yeah.
Is it the same people?
Probably. I think there was the same guy who did I'm a Gummy Bear too. You remember that one?
No.
The ringtones.
Gummy bear. Oh, I'm a gummy bear. Oh,
I don't remember.
That was like a German thing. It was weird. It was like German techno and a gummy bear with a big belly.
I remember that.
German techno was big when we were growing up.
Like I was a
remember
little bit ahead of your time. Rammstein was huge.
They do like remixes, like Chocolate Rain or whatever that shit was.
Chocolate Rain.
Yeah.
It's always shit like that going on.
Yeah.
Chocolate Rain.
These Germans are fucking weird.
Speaking of the Germans, you want to
We
kick
should
it
look into
over
what they
to
did.
let's
Song's
kick it
got
over to
6 million
Telemundo. This is a clip that I found. This was from 8 years ago. This is a Telemundo
Way to keep
reporter.
it topical, Dan.
Very topical. She was reporting on the Philly soda tax going into effect back in 2016. If you guys remember.
Oh, shit.
Oh, wait, is this
So-
in vivo or not? Oh, it's in vivo. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Yep.
Sure.
Here we go. This is an all-time classic on
Living that
NBC.
vida loca.
Electrónico a sus concejales por su serio compromiso esta noche. Anticipó también
Is this fucking
hacer
English?
un anuncio o un voto final
This lady is.
dentro de una semana. Regreso contigo, Ramón.
Le están solicitando ir.
Now you got to listen to what this guy, the anchor, says during. This is in Philly too. This is incredible.
Por su serio compromiso esta
Listen to the anchor
noche.
after she gets
Anticipó
popped.
también hacer un anuncio o un voto final dentro de una semana. Regreso contigo, Ramón.
Se están solicitando ir. Ay, Dios mío.
Ay, Dios míos.
I wish he would have
Just
cracked.
goes right back into it.
Well, let's go to weather.
Dude,
He
that's
cracks right into a
crazy.
soccer highlight. And he's like, "It's not ready to go." No.
Dude, the balls on that lady.
She went from "excuse me" to "I'm just gonna sock you in the fucking
Like,
face."
obviously, you're on camera.
It's always good to see early footage of Lemaire before he gets killed. It's Lemaire
Damn.
Dorian.
Dude, she clocks her.
Yeah.
I wonder what she was so upset
Do you
Did I
have any
found this?
backstory? Do we
I-
even know what she's saying?
I
She's
found
just
this
trying to
because
find directions.
I tweeted it. Some lady protesting the Philly soda tax. This was in 2016, and I don't know why I posted. This
Why are you
video.
reporting it like you're an interviewer?
I'll say this. The lady that swung, she looks like she's pissed off about the soda tax.
Oh,
That-
she's fresh off of
she's
not having
just she's swinging
soda.
on everyone.
She
She
hasn't
hasn't
had-
had a good enough pib recently.
That's actually just the start of a sentence she would say. So the tax is getting higher and higher.
Clip it. Oh, she's fucking. She's probably dead now. Actually.
Yeah,
Spanish lady, she died for sure.
it's like an
Yeah.
alcoholic where they stop drinking and it actually kills them. She just stopped having soda for 30
Yeah, I actually
days.
went back and I ripped the Dr. Pepper and I couldn't do the same dosage I used
Yeah,
to.
dude. She told her Pepsi and find out, motherfucker. Mountain Dew it or don't.
Wow.
Come on, guys. That's too nice.
She'd cook a cold cocktail, am I right?
Yeah. Fucking sprited her ass, dude. Sick.
You'd say it caused a real surge in the Spanish community. Surge. Remember Surge?
No. What was
Yeah,
Surge?
I remember Surge. Yeah, of course.
Surge had it looked like a bright green slime splash on the front of it. Slime was very big in the 90s.
It was
Yeah.
Nickelodeon. Heinz came out with weird
the
colored
green
ketchup.
purple ketchup.
Yeah. I used to go every day, every Friday when I go to the Deffert Mall to try to find beautiful women of color to kiss. I would take a
That
Surge.
color was white.
Yes.
Spoken like a true serial killer.
Yeah, it was the Jeffrey Dahmer of kissing girls behind the PacSun. But I I'd pop a Surge and then I drink half a Monster and I'd tell my boys, I'd be like, all right, now I'm ready to go. Now I have something.
Daddy's ready to roll.
And I'd go up to girls and I'd be like, That was my entire line
They'd
every
walk
time.
by, you'd go,
That was one
"What's
of them
up?"
calling now.
You go, "What?" You
I
go,
was like, I'm fucking scared.
No, I was always the guy that when girls went by and you didn't say anything, I'd be like, well, I would make up excuses for why you couldn't talk to them. No, they weren't paying attention. No,
Yeah.
they had a gift card for Aeropostale.
Their parents were walking behind them. I don't want to make it weird or anything.
Did you actually approach girls on the fly in a mall?
Yeah, I would go, and it was never like a nice. It was never good. I'd come up with skinny jeans and long hair and acne, and I'd be like, just exhaling probably the worst breath they've ever had. And I'd be like, "What are you're not? Oh, how are you fat?" And they're like, a little bit. I don't know. It makes me upset. Yeah, I was like, for sure. I go back to your boys, and they're like, "Yo, you're the fucking man." I'm like, I'm derfed off that surge, bro. My bad.
It's so funny that back in high school, like skinny jeans and like the gayest like surfer haircut was like how we thought for an extended period of time. Like, dude, chicks are gonna love
That's
this.
still how pickup artists dress today.
True.
Yeah.
I watched that like 2 nights ago, the old Channel 5
Doing
video.
some
of
research?
going out with pickup artists. Yeah, just in case. You know? But it was a dude going out with the old pickup artist, and it's still guys with like swooped over bangs,
Yeah.
tight jeans, but they're like 59 now.
And they're
Yeah.
Romanian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is, I'm pretty sure.
You're looking for a high value man.
Yeah, they're kind of dressed like magicians in a way.
Oh, yeah.
They do have a bit of a
Russian, like the
It's an
guy
open
from,
vest.
Yeah,
like
it's
the guy
David
from,
Copperfield.
which was it Grand Theft Auto 4, the Russian guy that would constantly call you. You remember that, Roman? Hey, Roman, you want to go bowling? You remember that?
I never played GTA.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
All
I was a
right.
terrible gamer.
I was too busy getting pussy at the mall. I wish I could have.
I was too busy playing Xbox
I
Live.
saved
with
all my
boys.
flirting for the shore. I knew I was like, all right, I got to learn a bunch of cool new lines all summer. Mid-August, I'm hitting Wildwood. I'm
Free
gonna
hug
use them all.
sweatshirt.
Oh yeah, I'm smoking cloves on the fucking boardwalk.
Oh, yeah,
I'm a
dude.
real bad.
Oh,
boy.
I had one on the Wildwood Boardwalk. I was like 14. I was a freshman in high school, and I was like pretty deeply nervous around anybody that I was near in high school until like junior year. And we were on the boardwalk. It was me and my 2 buddies, and I didn't drink or anything, so I was just going off pure adrenaline and
Surge.
horny. And surge, yeah. No, I gotten off the surge. I was clean. I stopped using it at this point.
How you doing,
But
honey? I'm 2 years clean.
there was like a cute girl, the grade above us, that we ran into on the boardwalk, and we just somehow just fell into a conversation with her and her friends, and I was like panicking, and she said something about like, oh, and this tall ginger over here, you got to be careful around him, and I was like, yeah, if you're not going to call the cops, just call me. And I was like, I don't even know what that means. And she yeah, and she goes, oh my God, that's the creepiest way I've ever had my number asked for, but fine, you can have it. And I got the number, and we
Wow.
texted for a little bit, and we never hung out in person or talked in school.
That
I
girl
got the number.
Yeah.
That girl must have had problems if that is really what made her give her the phone number out.
It's the threat of mystery that women like. They like to never know what's happening next, and I
It's
don't.
the implication.
It's the implication
They
that
like to think they might end up on a true crime docuseries on
Yeah.
Netflix.
My
Yeah.
move in like the 7th grade is if like when all the girls
Say
started
was,
to.
not is.
My move currently at the 7th grade parties is this been you have like the girls on one side and the guys on other. All the guys would be like dressed in like jeans and a
polo?
Aeropostale like polo shirt.
Yeah.
And we'd lower the basketball rim to like 5 feet, and I would just be slam dunking hard as I could, sweat my fucking dick off, and be like, you see that between the legs? Like, dude,
out of breath.
yeah, and I'd be drenched in sweat in a polo, and they'd be like, you have dirt all over your jeans.
We should
Like,
do
yeah, I took a tumble after
Right,
that
I'm pretty
360. Not sure if you saw that.
We should do that now. Let's get all our wives together in a basketball court and just show off.
Just show off
Yeah.
for a while. It would be the quickest multiple divorce day ever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Some lawyer's like, 13 women just showed up and said, God damn it, I can never date a comedian again.
Yeah,
Dude, I
true.
would pull a hammy in your driveway and sue the shit out of you.
Ooh, yeah, true.
Get that homeowner's insurance policy out. Here, I haven't read this story yet, but I figured it'd be a fun one for us. We enjoyed this topic of I married my terminally ill fiance in the hospital, and it was the best day of my life. But then he died the next day.
Is
So
he missing a finger also? How many fingers are on that hand?
I don't know. It looks like he's got like a Hogwarts ring on.
Yeah, is that a moon ring?
Whoa.
It's a jelly. It's
It looks like a gummy ring.
It's
like
a gummy
lifesaver.
worm.
Yeah.
That's a gummy bear.
well, to be fair, I mean, if he's gonna die, why are you gonna spend money on a good ring? At least he gets a little treat right before he goes out.
That's a baby hand.
of course it's a UK person.
Yeah, somebody from the
married me
UK.
dying husband.
No, it actually just reads an woman.
He's on his
Yeah.
deathbed.
This guy looks like he just came out of Peaky Blinders.
What's the husband? Horsing, fooling, doing a joke.
On the evening he died, leaving Rosie to go on her arranged bachelorette party and celebrate their anniversary as a whiz.
She go on her bachelorette party when he died.
She went on her...
Celebrate?
Is she wearing Minnie Mouse ears right now in that picture?
Oh, I think it's just a shade of... It
She looks like a
it.
Disney adult, though, right?
I think they're at the Kentucky Derby.
That looks like she's like the Kentucky Derby.
They're both wheelchair bound. The couple
Well, he was
first,
racing.
It's the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah,
The couple first met at a power chair football in September 2016. I don't even know what that
Do you
means.
think that's what put him on his deathbed? He just took a fucking shot going
Who's the
across
guy
the
in the
middle.
Is that Shane Gillis?
It's Slim Shane Gillis.
This kind of looks like Shane
Hi,
Gillis.
my name is.
That's the guy that's definitely fucking her now. He's so pumped. He's like, yo, this
Yeah.
guy's almost gone.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
Holy hell! So the guy dies. She goes on her bachelorette party.
Oh, she's
And-
a content creator too.
Oh,
Ugh.
that is the most, dude. Some of the stuff with the TikTok shit with like
What people will do for some clicks,
Oh,
dude.
it's
I'm going to marry a guy who's going to die in 2 days, and I'm going to get some great content out of it.
have a terminally ill kid like the rest of us, dude. It's unbelievable.
She admits she friend zoned him at first, but he was a charmer and spent 4 years trying to get her to go on a date with him. Oh my god.
4 years. He's like, bitch, I got 5 left, dude.
He could work miracles. Not all of them.
Oh, don't show him in the
Put a
hospital.
shirt on him at least.
There's the Mickey
She
Mouse
is a
ears
Disney
right
Oh, she
there.
got a nice solo shot.
I called it. She brought his picture. You think she threw that into the Magic Mountain? She was like, bye.
Doesn't Disney
Yeah,
have
she's
a,
like, if I bring this with me, I actually get to go to the front of all the lines.
doesn't Disney have a problem with people spreading
Yeah,
ashes?
they do. People sneak ashes in all the time.
That's like one of the highest
Really?
items that security gets.
I
at the
still got a
games.
box of my dad's ashes, and I'm trying to get silly with them. If you guys got any good ideas,
Yeah, let's go to the
Where does he want them spread?
Well, right now
At
he's
the vet?
in. He's
Delilah's?
in the drawer of my
Cheerleaders.
desk. Yeah, he would probably like that. Just throw him like a handful at a girl on stage. Was that part of his jaw? Yeah.
You just smack it up like LeBron.
All of this has been discussed. The possibilities are endless.
You could put it like on the top of a tiramisu, like a streak of
Wait,
cinnamon.
what was the
Ugh.
costume they just had? There was that up.
Ryan fell ill and she took him to the hospital.
That's
They
not
found
costume.
out he was suffering from pneumonia. I don't know what that is.
That's a humiliation ritual. That's how I got that.
Did they switch places? It's a little
Yeah.
Freaky Friday, actually.
Which one is which?
Oh my god. Let's see.
Move to
Couple
Rosie.
planned to marry in August of 23.
This is also from 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Playing
This-
power soccer.
I'm just reading through to see if there's any more juicy details. But no, it just seems like he kind of saw his way out in June of 2023 when they were supposed to get married in July.
What's the longest, Dan, you would date somebody if they're terminally ill and I got a certain amount of time? What's the time frame that would be acceptable? You go, this is worth the investment.
I think the amount of days would be equitable to the amount in their 401k. Like it's a percentage.
Okay.
So like we're talking like if their 401k is between like 200 and 250,000, maybe like 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhere in that range.
Why did I expect not a mathematical approach to?
But if we're talking under 100,000, not much going on. Worked at the local heritages, like a third
You
shift
think
operator.
people at Heritages have a 401k?
Yeah, supplied. They get stock options. I would say probably week and a half. I would give it a week and a half. Yep.
All right.
Yeah. So.
Well, you guys are married. I mean, if your wife gets in a wheelchair, you gotta leave.
Yeah. I mean, I could leave. There's steps on the front door.
Like, do I got to build a ramp?
Yeah, true. You should be able to share the wheelchair if your wife gets
Yeah.
one, just to like do tricks and like cool
If
stuff.
I also get the cool chair that goes up the steps now. That's a pretty good trade-off.
That'd be
I
sick.
get to if I'm sleepy, I'm like, I don't want to walk up the steps.
Yeah, bring that wheelchair to a
chair.
skate park and redo Jackass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Today we got my fucking wife's wheelchair.
Here's a couple kickers from the story. At his funeral, his groomsmen gave all the eulogies, and she coped by going on her bachelorette party. On our 1 month anniversary, I went to Norwich and flew a kite.
Okay,
Guys, I'm just so sad. I'm going to need a vacation.
Yeah. Is this more sad than when Matt got a migraine for you?
That was pretty sad.
I wish I could have flown a kite when I had a migraine, so you guys knew how bad it was, dude. Just waiting to get Ben Franklin struck by lightning to fix me and give me superpowers.
How was it? Like, how did you recover from that whole thing?
Just rest, man. Just rest.
Just rest. You got to pump a lot of fluids.
A lot of times-
Just picture you in that chair
Do
with
you-
your girlfriend next to you. Now.
Do you get migraines a lot?
Recently, yeah, I've been getting them more. I think there was.
Is it
Do you think
Once a
it's like self-induced?
I think I'm glad he said that. I think it's hardworking. That kind of like some people just put others first constantly nonstop. So
Right.
like when you guys come to me about like, oh, what do you think of this joke? What do you think of this show? how big is it? Whatever.
You're a people pleaser.
I'm a people pleaser.
Right.
Yeah, I am a people pleaser. And
now, is this the part of the show where we have to help you write the jokes you couldn't write that you asked?
yeah, true. That we
Okay,
if we can get to
cool.
the help Matt segment at some point, that'd be terrific, dude.
Right.
None of you guys have ever had a migraine and felt
No, I've
absolute
had a
pain,
migraine.
dude?
I haven't been able to look at like a screen. I have to go into a dark corner where I belong. And,
That's
yeah.
right. Getting in
Yeah,
a
it's called
wheelchair.
a brain buzz, and I move about my day.
Nah, dude.
You think you'd be pleasing more people whenever you get on stage.
I have a fucking gun.
Speaking of surprises, I got a little surprise too. Here, John, and this is something we talked about a long time ago.
I'm nervous.
And now, I got a gun too. Me and Matt both got them. So the last time we did a podcast over at your guys with all four of us there, we came up with a brilliant idea that you should test me for autism. So today,
And by we came up with an idea. I'm pretty
Brendan
Dan-
called me last night and was like, Matt's got a migraine, but I got a great idea. And then we figured, why not?
This was
just-
not my idea. Let the record show.
This was
is fully Dan's own idea because he doesn't want to pay to go to the doctor.
I don't want to pay to go to the doctor, but I figured if I could get a self-diagnosed test result, I could schedule a,
What's even sadder is if you take this and you don't have autism.
That's-
Yeah, then you just
I
fucking.
mean, you better pray you have it.
That's
Yeah.
the scariest part is if you don't have it, then you just
just a
suck.
weird
yeah,
guy.
like,
yeah.
Right, no excuses.
Now,
Yeah.
I researched a good amount. I did comparisons. I went through some listicles, and I found this one is a pretty good option as far as a self-diagnosed quiz. So I figured we could go through the quiz. You guys can ask me these questions. If you
As
feel-
a group, we find out if we're autistic.
Yeah,
Just all four
yeah.
of us together.
So there's a number of random questions. I haven't taken this yet. I've looked at a couple questions. It seemed fitting. So I guess if you guys want to, we can go through. We can all just give our answers. And if I,
how
provide
many
whatever.
questions are there?
There's like
it's
10 or
104.
12.
Yeah.
Actually,
It's like, what time you guys gotta get out of here?
there's
four-parter.
There's like a dozen. There's like 10 or
So
12.
they can diagnose somebody with a 12-question
They do.
online quiz.
They do say that this does not take the place of a medical practitioner actually diagnosing you, but it gives you a pretty good idea if you should schedule an appointment with somebody.
6 of the questions are just anime related.
It measures if you have autism-related traits based on your own self-assessment. Only a trained medical professional, such as a doctor, can help you determine the next best steps.
I have a lab coat, so I'm pretty.
You
much
do, actually.
a
This is
doctor.
pretty good. All right, so let's go to question number 1. I like to do things the same way.
See, that's the problem. This is too broad. Like, what
They get-
things?
They get pretty specific down here, but
Are you you're day in, day out? Like,
not really.
OCD?
I don't like doing things the same way all the time. I get into a routine, though. I would say this is definitely a some of the time type of question.
Getting into a routine, isn't that sort of like you like to do things the same way?
Yeah, kinda. Not all the time, though. Sometimes I like to throw little curveballs to myself.
so
but,
you routinely don't have a routine.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. Okay.
I routinely don't have a routine. Yeah.
Listen to Inside Schizophrenia
Yeah,
podcast.
which question
dude.
is where does it start asking about counties in South Jersey?
It gets there, dude. It does. I would rather hang out alone than go to a party with friends. Now, some of the time, I mean, I
See,
think
that's
we're
the
all
thing.
there.
This is you're on the fence. You're an on the fence guy. You're not autistic.
I think I'm going to dial it in here, dude. I
All right.
tend to notice small details that others don't.
That's such a self-congratulatory. That's such a like the way people say like I'm autistic because I'm actually smarter than everyone else and better at
I can
things.
see what's gonna happen before it happens.
That is me. That is me. I notice this. Do you guys not notice small details? I feel like
I
John
do.
might.
Gay.
I definitely do.
No,
not.
I don't care about.
But that's like
details.
such a perspective-based thing. It's like how do you quantify what small details are compared to what somebody else notices?
Right.
I wish I was autistic because I wish I was more detail oriented. I'm very fine with like projects being like good enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Is there any questions about like can you do 57 push-ups straight even though you haven't had a flat bench in a while?
7 minutes
Who's just
ago.
talking about schizophrenia? Who wants to listen to the Inside Schizophrenia podcast?
It's just 14 voices at once. It's like, whoa, another great pod by Joe Rogan.
We're not gonna take a break. This episode is brought to you by AG1.
Yeah. We have 13 guests on the podcast today.
When I'm reading a story, I have a hard time imagining what the characters might look like or figuring out the character's intentions.
How many stories are you reading?
I'm not reading many,
Yeah.
but when I do, I got them all figured out.
Okay.
I got them all figured.
You like to paint the world in your
Yeah.
head.
I
All
find
right.
myself drawn more strongly to people than to things or solitary activities.
Including video
That's
games.
such a like a
No, you're down here fiddling with AI, removing yourself from people.
Yeah, actually, that's true.
I would say for sure you enjoy fiddling with and tinkering with things rather than people.
And I enjoy social gatherings and I find social situations easy.
Yeah, it's not about if you like it; it's about if other people like them with you. Just a question a little more accurately: is everyone bummed out when I show up?
Does everyone leave the party when I arrive? Yes. On many occasions, I've been told that what I've said is impolite, even though I think it's polite. That's most of the time for me.
Really?
You guys say anything like inappropriate? Yeah, I once at one of Rachel's family gatherings, I didn't know that one of her like in-laws who was there, like on their side of the family, they were dating a Puerto Rican girl, and I mentioned taking a Puerto Rican shower, about how you only like wash yourself with no soap.
You also probably say that maybe once a year. But like subconsciously you see a Puerto Rican at a party and you go like, yeah, I'm gonna take a shower. Puerto Rican, like it just pops out.
Yeah.
Like, oh God!
You're at Taco Bell and you're like, can I get a Puerto Rican shower? It's called a Baja Blast. You gotta stop saying that. It's not even the same.
I frequently find it hard to keep a conversation going. I don't
You're
know.
doing
What
a
do you
great
guys
job
think?
of running this one right now. Buddy.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, actually, I don't find
You
it
just
hard.
ended it
No.
right there.
Right? Dan's like,
Never.
well,
That's such a ballsy. Never ever.
Actually, no. Some of the time, everyone encounters somebody that you're like, I can't go anywhere with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I find it difficult to imagine what it would be like to be someone else. Never. I constantly imagine myself as each one of you.
I always
Yeah?
want to wear my next door
Yeah.
neighbor's skin, stuff like that.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I just imagine if I was Brendan and I could look down and see my calves. Like somebody was like, if you thought you were Dolly Parton, you look at your tits. If I was Brendan, I'd look at my calves. Yeah, check that out.
sorry, dude.
What the hell happened? It used to be so much better.
I didn't mean to distract you.
I focus on the whole picture rather than the small details. Who the fuck does that?
See, this is why I hate these. Then this is where they start to ask you questions to make you contradict what you said about details before. And then I've had to do these personality assessments for like job interviews.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is like a
It's
stupid
fucking
SAT test.
like a Gallup test.
But they make him sound so like it sounds like. Do you ever seem to know how everything you got till it's gone? A big paradise. You put up a parking lot. Yeah, I got every lyric right. Do you ever get every lyric right?
I tend to have very strong interests and get upset if I can't pursue them. Yeah, that's most of the time. Yeah, my interests.
Dan, you've pursued every interest ever.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
And
but
then
as soon as Rachel's like, stop playing with AI down the basement, he's like, 5 more minutes!
I'm gonna play baseball, man.
yeah, I'm gonna go play a
I'll
30 and
show
over
you.
baseball
Yeah.
league.
It's important.
It's Paul Carson singing "Move Along" by the All American Rejects.
I was more of a Hooba Stank the Reason kind of guy.
Great song. Great song.
When I talk, it isn't always easy for others to get a word in. Have you ever listened to this podcast? I would say that's most of the time.
Is this about John?
Yes, is this me? I would really hit close to home.
When someone is talking to me, I find it easy to read between the lines and understand their true feelings. Oh, fuck yeah. I read people like a goddamn book.
There's no way.
There's one question on this assessment. It is that where you are dead wrong. It is absolutely that one.
That's a never?
I mean, hey, dude.
Yeah, you've
clearly-
associated
I don't have a
yourself.
good track record, actually.
It feels like you would tell the person, you'd be like, I'm reading you between the lines right now. And I'm not really.
If you could shut up and let me read between your lines real quick.
I've gotten to write about a few people, but
I mean, you're reading it wrong right now because I'm telling you.
I'm going to go never on this one. I find it easy to understand what someone is thinking or feeling just by looking at their face.
For an hour.
You're like, to be honest, everyone's face looks like a melting mushroom to me right now.
That's how I was looking at this question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anytime I look at somebody's face on mushrooms, I get the picture.
Yeah.
Let's go with most of the time.
For sure.
I often
For
notice
sure.
small sounds when others don't, especially when I'm high. Yes.
That's from the schizophrenia podcast.
That's where I start. I might sign up for the weekly newsletter. That's where I start hearing voices. Is that what they're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do most of the
Yeah,
time.
now we're getting into the meat of it. This next one,
Numbers, dates, or strings of information fascinate me.
parentheses, populations of local towns.
Yeah, addresses of ex-girlfriends.
I can easily recognize patterns in things all the time. How are you going to end it with all the time and then some of the time is the
Checkers.
Nice. Some of the time, I
Stripes.
get it every time.
answer? I'll put some of the time. I can't recognize patterns too well.
This is the dumbest quiz.
Yeah, this is
There's 3
terrible.
left.
I am enjoying it, though.
New situations make me anxious or nervous.
The older I get, I hate new situations. It's weird. I shifted in that recently.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah. So is that
I think
more
it's
of
just
a...
because I don't want to be there, and I'm like, this is gonna suck.
Yeah, the older you get, the more that you know how uncomfortable things are. So it's like,
Yeah.
You've been to one gender reveal, you've been to them all. You know, you
Yeah.
know what to expect.
yeah,
I know what
exactly.
I want, and this fucking barbecue with no booze is not it.
Yeah,
So you know going into it, and most of the time, I would not be... I'd be hard pressed to find a situation that I wouldn't be able to guess what was going to happen going into it.
Yeah.
ignorance
Yeah,
is bliss. It's like when you're doing a show and you're like, dude, this is going to be so fucking like by the way the show is set up, but early on you don't know, and you're like, oh, okay, maybe it'll be all right.
Right.
Oh shit, there's 8 people here. No way.
It's fun when that's a 2-hour drive to get to that show. Too. You're like, oh, this better not be worth my time.
I just did one of those.
I did too. I drove to Staten Island to do a show for 4.5 people.
Holy
Did you?
shit.
It was
Recently?
Wait, who was the half person?
Yeah, I won't describe what he was like, but never. Anyway,
I just did one 2 hours, like North Jersey. It was 10 people at a
Yep.
fully lit restaurant.
Nice.
Holy
might have
shit.
been the same fucking show.
Yeah,
Damn.
it was bad.
The guy's a good guy though. Who ran it. Good bro.
I already know the answer to this one. I prefer reading books about nonfiction subjects. It's just nothing but World War II and space for me right
But it's
now.
so funny how they rub it in your face at the end, like dinosaurs.
Like dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who doesn't watch The Land Before Time in their 30s?
I like how you went to that instead of Jurassic Park.
I went to the one with the tree stars, animated.
Yeah.
Not, not the fat guy in the porta potty. No. It wasn't a fat guy. The guy,
From Seinfeld.
Yeah, Seinfeld.
he got sprayed with the shit
Yeah,
in his
Newman.
face. Newman, yeah. That wasn't in the porta potty, was it?
No, it was a different guy that got eaten in the porta potty.
Yeah, but I think
Oh,
Newman's
yeah.
pants were down for some reason, weren't they?
What's
There
that?
was the
I-
lawyer in there.
In my mind, I feel like Newman's pants were down still for some reason.
Yeah.
When he
Yeah.
got spit,
He always had him
spitter
hoisted
sprayed
up. He had like the old.
I-
around the
Oh.
belly. Yeah.
I always thought in that movie, remember when he slipped when the thing's shooting him in the face or whatever? He slipped. Was it a sound effect that made the squeaking of him slipping? Because do you?
Hey, Dan, Dan,
Number 17.
don't click submit. I'm gonna tell you, bud. You got it.
I think that's actually number 17.
Yeah.
I find it hard to figure out people's intentions. No, I know people's intentions from. Actually, no, I don't. I'm kind of retarded. Some of the time, I feel like I
Some
can,
of the time.
Yeah, let's do some of the time.
What would that be? Like, what's a scenario where you're trying to... Like, I feel like people's intentions aren't overly masked most of the time.
Well, like if someone's trying to manipulate you and like you just don't pick up on it all the time.
But I always think about that where they talk about people trying to manipulate you. And I think most people are too, like, retarded to manipulate other people. At least from my
we
experience.
we also are in a thing of comedy where that is where someone would try to manipulate somebody.
Yeah, but they do
I
it
think-
overtly. Like, they'll just
Or are
blatantly
we
tell
too
you.
dumb to realize you're being manipulated?
Yeah. Yep. I'm more dumb, too dumb to realize.
I've
I'm
had a
getting
lot of
manipulated.
situations in life where I didn't realize it in the moment, and I look back and I'm like, like they were totally trying to manipulate me in some way.
So I think coming to that realization counts. You figure it out eventually, maybe not at the time, but like, and then you put your guards up from there. Oh, I sound like a girl in middle school. I'm going to put my guards up, be very defensive.
Yeah. That is, I guess I haven't really thought about it. I always just assume I was like, most people at least that I know, I don't think would be capable of manipulating the average person.
Like there's a lot of it in comedy, for example, like the old like getting booked and trying to manipulate, and you'd be like, I book you, so it's like you better book me on your neck. Like that's
Yeah.
That's manipulation. You're
Yeah.
trying to like trade spots in that way. We're like, hey, I'm gonna do you a favor so that you owe me something.
The unspoken manipulation.
And you
Yeah.
feel it more like that's obviously not always the case, but
Yeah.
you feel it from some people way more than others.
I don't think that's a manipulation, though. Isn't that just kind of like...
I think they're trying to manipulate a scenario.
I think they have a false understanding of what like the exchange looks like, because I think they think that you understand what's happening too. So I don't think that would, to me, manipulation is like I'm covertly trying to make you act a certain way, and I'm even acting counter to how I would think I could make you think this way. Like they're doing things that are like the opposite of what you'd expect them. That's how much they're going like under the radar. About
Right.
it.
I guess that's like the strongest like version of that manipulation. Then there's some that's like more subtle, I guess.
I think about it like fucking social media, where they show you stuff to make you angry, so you
Yeah.
click on it more. And like that's to me like
That's all manipulation.
When
Right.
they keep showing me all those videos of girls' tits, they're like, this guy's going to
it's
hate
like
this.
tits. He
Yeah.
loves big
Yeah.
barrel
They show me those
chested
big titty
dudes.
goth girls every day. And they're like, he's going to fucking hate
He's gonna
it.
fucking hate
He,
it.
he can't stand black lipstick. Yeah.
I do get that a lot now, dude. On fucking Twitter has like a For You page now that they've had for the
Oh,
past, I
really?
guess, year or so. And I'll be like trying to show Gab some stuff, and like I'll just click on it to look at the comments below, and it's like a video of like a guy getting hit by a truck.
You
Those
get
are kind of fun
manipulated.
ones. I am, but I know it. And then I scroll down and look at the comments, and it's just like
so
big
good
tits,
at it. They
big
know
tits.
exactly what
Yeah.
I want.
And that's finally when she looks over to see what I'm doing, and it's just girls like shaking their boobies in different circles and
Can we
things like
also,
that.
for the last like 2 minutes, have a counter at the bottom of how many times we said manipulate?
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
It was a good 43.
It's a big word for us on this
I know,
program.
I'm
Yeah.
You sound like Kendrick Lamar, dude. He said mass manipulator in his last diss 45 times.
Can
No, I
someone
think-
explain to me, not to go too off topic, we'll hit some in a second, but just a brief synopsis on this Drake-Kendrick beef?
Yeah, Matt will take it, and he'll probably tell you why
Let's
Drake's
do
good.
4 white
Are you-
guys.
Are you
Yeah.
Drake in this? Let's
Yeah,
go right
if
from
we
the
could have
top.
a guy from 2001 pop
Rep
in on
your
the
set.
podcast and
You
explain
got to
this
rep
to
your set
us.
first off. What side are you taking in the beef before we get into it?
Arby's. They have the meats. That's what people thought. Now that's a younger version of me where I go, Drizzy Drake's got him locked up.
You quoted him 13 minutes ago.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, sorry.
Can I sneak another
Yeah, I
brew,
like
too?
the song. God forbid, dude. But no, it's an embarrassing thing of just two dudes. Go get me a beer while you're up, hon.
One South Jersey man, boys, we're back.
from a piss
You already
break.
did
Yeah.
that.
So we're back from a piss break. You guys want to talk about the stand-up comedy boom real quick before I submit my results? So yeah, it is funny that this article in Bloomberg says stand-up comedy's tripled in size over the last decade, and they use a picture of Bert Kreischer. They talk about Taylor Tomlinson and Chelsea Handler. That's a real random. Taylor Tomlinson at least got like a late night show and everything that's different. From
And was putting out comedy. Was Chelsea Handler doing stand-up?
she
Like,
put up an HBO
special?
Max special, I believe.
Yeah, she was nominated for an Oscar
yeah.
last year, I
Shit,
think. Yeah,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
So insane.
All of your single aunts loved it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't even know who. I mean, but that's probably the measure that I've looked at is that like comedy's gotten so big that I know people who don't follow comedy. They're like, I don't think Bert's funny. Like,
Yeah.
there's people that
yeah.
are so kind of involved in it that they don't even like the big guys. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, it really has become so big that you can find your own niche of comedy that you like. If you're like a super comedy fan, there's something for everybody out there. Where
Right.
it's like if you like,
Oh, yeah.
all
Yeah, you have
the-
access to everything.
Yeah.
There's just so many different big acts that are performing now, where it's like you could find your own.
Yeah, like this guy says he just went to go see Jon Stewart perform in front of a packed crowd at the Greek Theater. Day later, 17,000 seeing Mulaney at the Hollywood Bowl. Then Ali Wong performed her 5th of 12 shows at the Wiltern. The first 4 all sold out. So like,
I mean, this Netflix is a joke festival looks insane.
Yeah.
that is pretty fucking
Like
nuts.
how are they sell? I mean, it looks like they're really selling out all these shows, but they have
Yeah, who's going to that? Like
everybody, every single giant. Oh, you mean
I'm
in
saying
terms
for
of audience
fan-wise,
members?
like
Yeah, I'm like,
is
how are
that
they
just
filling
people
that?
in LA, or are people going to LA for that to see that festival?
Yeah, I
You know what I
guess.
mean? Like that's what I'm surprised when you see like comedy festivals that do well in smaller cities, but you're like, because normally here it's like people I know will go to a show once every 4 months. Like
Right.
it's their date night. It's like somebody's birthday and anniversary.
Yeah, like a full
Yeah.
weekend of
Yeah, like
seeing
who's-
multiple
And
acts.
I mean, you're seeing it more and more. Like Skankfest draws it now, but that is like people
full experience
literally
sort
all
of thing.
traveling to one place to
Yeah.
for the name in the name of comedy.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's not. It's. I mean, it's definitely like people are becoming more interested into it because it's more accessible with like free podcasts and shit. But I wouldn't be surprised if like the industry itself, like the promoters and venues, all kind of came together to some effect, and they're like, "Look, this is the cheapest show we can
Yeah,
run,
the
and these
overhead
guys
is
sell $140 tickets. Let's just actually like focus on this." Like, I wouldn't be surprised if
Yeah.
it's actually more even so being pushed by the actual industry itself.
Oh yeah, I think
Yeah.
so because there is really they're trying to become part of cash in on what all these guys are already doing themselves because there is no industry anymore. They got rid of JFL. Like think about if like the Tonight Show, all that stuff doesn't really mean shit anymore. All these guys are doing it on the internet themselves.
Right.
So they're like, all right, hey, let's put together a big festival and we'll book all these internet guys. They already did all the work of having the fans and selling the tickets, and we get to like kind of cash in on
And
this.
they know that comics will do a fuck ton of promo too. Like normally it's like an actor's not out doing a bunch of promo for their movie other than like a press junket. But it's like a comic will sit there and make posts and go on podcasts and do all that shit for you. Like
And
you're
they'll
doing all
film
the
their
legwork to fill the arena.
They'll film their special too, and
Right.
then they'll sell it or give it to Netflix. They'll have their own. It's all independent stuff, and I think that's why stand up is really pushing through there because you don't see how many independent film companies are selling shit. There's probably a lot on Netflix, but the Netflix specials are way more successful.
It's probably cheap for them too, because think
Oh,
about
yeah.
versus like a giant music festival where you got to have all the setup for the bands and
That's
all
what
this stuff.
I'm-
They just need to set up the basics for the good sound for a comedy show.
Well,
It's the most cost-effective act you can book with the
Yeah.
least overhead. Like I know, like most venues, it's just like a lot of times I think the comics will buy out the venue and then sell and take the difference. But if you're like a promoter, it also fits the actual genre itself, where it's like if you have to promote like a big musical or you have to promote a musical act, it does take a little more marketing. It fits in with how comedy is, where it's like the less we put into it, the more it'll be relatable, the more people will like. Like it's the same way you like comedy, where it's like if Shane Gillis goes on and just takes a front-facing video, and he's like, "Yo, what's up, pussies? I'm gonna be at this theater. Come by here. Here's the date." As opposed to having to be like
It reaches
this big spectacle to like try to get you to come to the show.
because
Like,
it also reaches the numbers that like a Super Bowl commercial would reach.
Yeah.
Like you're like, I mean, 7 million people saw him do that,
And
so,
they don't even have to pay for advertising, because they get the guys that have the fans. They go, hey, we'll book Shane. He brings all these people with him.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to do that. And these numbers are just crazy. Like 2012 was 371 million, and then 2022 662 million.
But
pandemic helped with that. I feel like with podcasts and everything.
Yeah, everybody was like rearing to go too, like when they came
Yeah.
out of it. So like,
Yeah.
people were like, "I'll go to anything."
From 2019 to 2022, like that jumped almost $200 million.
why did they get rid of 2020 and 2021? Why is it not on there?
I guess
I don't
because
even know why.
people weren't doing like
Oh,
live
no
acts.
no money was spent.
Oh,
on
oh,
live
my bad. I
events,
thought it
yeah.
was
Oh, I
okay.
thought you
Duh.
did.
No,
Oh,
I thought.
That's ticket sales for live comedy. Yeah, that's why.
But what's interesting is
Talk about averages. That would have brought all these averages.
I think like it is mostly how many giant theater acts there are now, where you look at like the comedy boom they always talk about in the 80s. It did seem like, by the way that comics talk about it back then, you could fill a local room any night of the week,
Right.
like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and everybody would like come out, where it's now more so there's a comedy boom for these like giant acts.
For the giant acts, there is some trickle down too, though. Like we have all ran like local shows. Like you get people coming up to you, they're like, "Oh, we didn't know you could have this in our town. Like we'd love to come out to this thing, but
it's
they're also
hard.
not going to come out the next month. They're not going to be like a return."
But like from what it
person,
sounds like back in the 80s, where it's like they would do that shit every week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, at a pizzeria, and like it was packed to the gills. And obviously their
What
promo
else was
back
there to
then.
do in '83? Like, especially if you lived in like a nowhere town, you know what I mean? Like you're in Erie, PA. Like, there's 3 things to do.
Like you think about the shows that we have to run, post game or the re-up show. You got to really push for those. Like it's fucking hard to sell those tickets, dude.
Especially not being somebody like massive name to just easily sell tickets on your name alone. You got to convince people to just
hard to
drop
get people
everything
out.
else, especially on like a weeknight. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, you got to ask all of your cousins that owe you favors to come out a bunch.
Yeah.
I'm in the process of doing that.
You know how many people
right
I know
now.
that like it's like pulling teeth getting them to come to a show 10 minutes down the road for $20, but then you see them drop $350 on Tom Segura
and
tickets.
they get blackout drunk and don't even see the show.
Well, it's also like statistically.
I'll do Segura's material at the next Shock Drop show. I'll save you a bunch of money, dude.
Statistically, these have to be the worst audiences of all time, because it's
I'd like
the
to see
most
that
amount of
chart,
people who
yeah.
have ever came. It's by the numbers. It's got to be the worst fucking people
And the tough thing
that
is
have ever
these
come to
people
comedy
all
shows.
know your material. Even if it's like something new, it's like they've heard you talk about it on a podcast. They've heard you they're hammered. They know your shit.
But it's not even that. I think it's people who don't know what a comedy show is like. Like even a comedy show, for how unstructured they are, there is some level to it. Like I got made fun of the other day because I was hosting and I explained very briefly like what the format of the show is going to look like, and the comics kind of made fun of me about it. But I'm like, I don't know if these people in the
people
audience
don't
know what. Like they just see like they come for a headliner. If they knew who the headliner was, they might have just came out because
you could take your dick out and they think it's a part of the show.
Well, not even that. I think it's the opposite. I think they actually don't know what's.
Especially like, a place that's not a comedy club. I think that's where you really have to prep people.
Well, this was at a comedy club, and I was still went out, and because I thought maybe just because the headliner is not as known for stand up as her other stuff,
certain acts.
I kind of came out and I was like, let me just quickly explain, and I still think it was a good move because I think they might have seen me walk out and be like, well, what the fuck is this guy doing? And then even when you say like, hey, I'm your host for the night, you also I think have to mention like I'm your host and your first comic, because they might just be like, oh host, you're like whatever his name is, fucking.
I got that last week at the Kaminski's place. She's like, I know you host, but do you also do comedy? I was like, what the fuck did you see me do for 15 minutes? I didn't make announcements and bring the next person up. It was. It's always seen that way. That's a very old school. Like they would say MC. Like if you say MC nowadays, people think it's that instead of host. But it's weird how the terminology
I thought it was a
changes.
smooth black guy from the 80s that could rap. That was what every MC is in my mind.
It is weird though with the comedy boom now, with how many super fans there are, because everybody has their guy or their girl that they're a huge fan of, especially with like podcasting becoming so popular. So they come out to a show, and it makes the dynamic of the show a lot different. Where we've opened for people like this before who are like big podcasters, and the stand-up portion, like with the openers and stuff, they're really not. They're like, I just want to be able to go to the show to see my guy. Like, I don't even really care so much about like the act and the jokes. They're just like, I just want to like see them, maybe like talk to them at some point.
Yeah,
because they feel like they know you now. Whereas like back in the day, it was not the case.
Well, it's like that at concerts too. Like when I went to go see Billy Joel at the Garden a couple months ago, like you didn't have any openers. You just went out there and played. Now, if those people are coming to a comedy show to see Jerry Seinfeld, they're like, wait, who are these 3 people eating up 45 minutes?
Exactly.
I couldn't tell you how many questions I've seen on the internet of, does Bert Kreischer have an opener? Does Dave Chappelle have, like, what time does Dave Chappelle go on? They want to get there when he goes on. And which I get, but like, yeah, when you're opening for internet famous people there aren't used to comedy shows, and they just want to see their
they're like,
Instagram
why are you
star.
talking?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah, that's it. I thought it made sense to introduce.
It would have been great if Billy Joel did have a local opener, and he came out and he was like, all right, guys, before Mr. Joel comes up, I'm going to play guitar. I'm a musician too, I swear.
Yeah.
Dude, Jerry Seinfeld he brought Jerry Seinfeld out at the beginning, and then Sting came out at the end to play 3 or 4 songs.
Sting came out and had sex for 3 hours to end the show.
If there's a big headliner at like Madison Square Garden, while they open the openers on it, they should just have like Jerry Seinfeld jog across the stage with like, holy shit, and he still doesn't go up, and he goes back to the green room. Between each couple acts, he just kind of jogs across, and they're like, please talk about the B movie.
I'm going to get my results here, and then, John, I'll send you this quiz.
Why
to
is the
take
emo
later.
quiz girl choking herself next to
Do you
her?
really
Yeah,
need
it's
to
not
take,
hot or anything.
Do you need to take a quiz to know if you're emo? I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
Emo's got so many definitions now. We could get into it in another episode, man.
Yeah.
This is a whole new... There's too many layers.
Yeah, do you cut your
29 out of
wrists?
40.
Yeah. Did you take a stick in your backyard and cut your legs to tell your girlfriend when you were 12 that you were cutting yourself because she was going to break up with you? I don't know.
Did
Who knows about
Did you
that shit,
cut
dude?
your life into pieces because it was your last resort?
I cut my calf into pieces.
Well, it looks like
My friend Brendan is short.
Suffocation, no beaties. I got
Looks like I scored a 29 out of 40 based on your
Is that
responses.
good or bad? I don't know.
You may benefit from seeing a mental health professional for an evaluation, particularly if any of these items on the list impact your ability to be
passing
successful.
score.
They hate with an inconclusive.
I'll tell you what.
We're on the fence still.
Well, if
What are
I got
you?
a test result 29 out of 40, I go home and go, I passed.
Yeah, I passed that
True.
shit.
They got to come up with better questions. Like when you go to a coffee shop, do you lick the middle part of the bagel to get the cream cheese out in front of everybody? Stuff like that. Fun stuff.
I do. I do that as well. Dude, I'm the king of opening bathroom doors on women in Starbucks. Have you ever done that? I did that.
There's a code. Dan.
No, but like
Dan knows all the Malcross
about.
jersey.
dude, I did it at the Starbucks
Pattern
next to
recognition.
the A-Loft, next to Miller's Ale House
Yeah,
in
they've been
73.
looking for you.
Dude, this old lady is so unsuspecting. I was like, bitch, lock the fucking door. Like, the
Who
door
are you,
was
Andrew
unlocked.
Dice Clay?
Bitch, lock the fucking...
Lock the fucking door.
What's in the bowl, bitch?
I'm shitting it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Imagine seeing Dan's creepy face like peer in while you're taking a shit. How scary that would be.
Smells like someone got a latte.
Anybody in here?
Just walking into somebody that didn't know it, especially being an old woman, and it goes like the... like the jump, like
Yeah.
like just a very quick, like, oh my god, and she like tried to like cover this up. Yeah,
And Dan
it was
just continues to go in. He's like, I'm just washing my hands.
Dan's like, oh, relax. You're probably in menopause. Like, what does that even mean?
That's the end of the autism quiz here. You guys got anything else? I mean, we're well over an hour at this point. Why don't we talk about where we're going to be at recently? John, where's your birthday party? Are you going to go to a roller rink? Laurel Lanes?
I could crush a good backward skate, couple skate only. We should have an all comics and our ladies. Our
Go
ladies can
blading.
come too. We do a little skate night.
Ooh,
Little South Jersey skate
Yeah,
night.
sorry, I'm going to be leaving my wife in the dust.
Try to catch up, babe.
Oh, would you? Oh,
I gotta grind.
Oh, yeah, dude, I could blade, dude.
that rollerblades or like the 4-wheel, like actual roller
Blades,
skates?
bro. You gotta
Blades
get
through and
blades.
through, dude.
You should ice skate on a roller rink. You should.
Ask yourself a
Are you
question.
blades
You think
or
I'm putting on a quad?
Dan's like, yeah, I brought my own skates.
I got skates, not blades. I was not a blade
Skates.
kind of guy. I was a four-wheel boy. How about
You
you,
can catch
Matt?
me over
Oh my
at the Mortal
God, what are you,
Kombat.
sexy in the 70s? Why are you on four-wheelers, dude?
No, I'm a four-wheeler.
He's got his nutsack hanging out his shorts.
Yeah.
Ripping a quad.
I could put my arms behind my back and just fucking go, dude.
Dan is the dancing queen, dude.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
I
No, I'm
think-
inlines, dude. I shred hard as fuck.
Inlines, that's the word I was looking
Yeah,
for.
I used to wear 3 pairs of socks. My mom would take me like every weekend. We go Saturday mornings, 3 pairs of socks. She'd go down there and tighten the shit out of them. I'd go slower than everybody else.
Yeah.
Hold on to
And-
the wall. You're a wall holder.
I did think it was sick. My one kid that was one of my black friends growing up, and him and I were the same
Multiple.
speed. Huh?
You had multiple? You said one?
I had one. Count them one.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're like one of my.
No, we would always go the same speed, and I always kind of felt better about that because he was better at me than basketball, and we were about the same at inline skating. And all
Inline
the kids would be
skating,
in front
and
of
You
us.
should play basketball on skates and see
Yeah,
who wins.
I would.
You put him at a disadvantage. You put some skates on his God-given gift.
Yeah, it was tough. He was going about 3/5 the speed.
I heard they have an extra wheel on their skate that makes them go
Whoa.
faster.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
what was the movie that
Toilet
like,
flush.
what was the movie that shifted the tide for African Americans go to the roller rink?
It was Lil Bow Wow. What
was the name of it?
Skate the Yard or something. I don't know. It was,
Drop the Yard.
It was
No,
the
you're
skate
thinking-
movie. It was called Hustle and Flow. I don't know.
I think it was Lil Bow Wow. Yeah.
It was Lil Bow Wow. Lil
Wasn't-
Bow Weezy, and it was like skate.
Was
life.
that before Little Romeo became Romeo?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Now
No,
I
but
know.
right around the same time. Not too much
98,
earlier.
99?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
when he-
yeah.
You guys are thinking of cool run-ins.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Wait, what is it?
What a
Cool
flick.
run-ins.
Cool runnings.
Cool run-ins.
I don't know
That
that
can't
one.
be good.
Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme, get on up. It's bobsled time.
time.
Come on.
I have
Come
no
on.
idea
Enough
what
of
these
that
old men are
Einstein
talking
shit.
about.
I got pride. I got power. I see a badass mother who don't take no crap from nobody.
What the fuck is happening?
You
One
guys-
day I'm gonna live here.
Oh.
At Buckingham Palace.
I
I
think-
hope you get up to marry the queen.
Is this Eddie Murphy?
They're thinking
No.
about Captain
You've never seen
Phil-
Cool
yeah.
Runnings?
Bro,
The Jamaican
this-
bobsled movie.
This is the guy that tried to take over the ship in
With
Captain
J-
Phillips.
Yeah.
right?
John Candy.
Yeah.
John Candy and four
He put
black
weights
guys.
in front of the sled. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
That was trains, planes, and automobiles.
Yep, that's
No,
it.
that's another movie he's in.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
This is the part where we just promote John Candy's work. We
John
plug
Candy,
whatever he's
great
got
guy.
coming
Go
up.
see him live.
Jay Candy.
we should-
Whatever happened to him, dude?
yeah, whatever happened to John? He have a little too much candy.
Yeah.
What is the thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna guess
I
diabetes.
don't even know who was sick. Yeah.
Dude, he is so underratedly funny in Home Alone.
Oh,
When
yeah.
he's talking
Incredible.
to mom in the back,
Yeah.
and he's trying to make her feel better. He's
What's
like,
his name? He's the Polka King of Branson County or
yeah,
something?
It's
something
also
like that.
impressive that he is so likable that you don't even think he's trying to fuck the mom. Like most guys doing that,
He's
you'd
a
be like,
Midwest
oh, let me
humble
guess,
fella.
trying to.
He's
like,
also a horrible father. He's like, yeah, I'm on the road a lot. He's like, well, you don't feel bad. He's like, one time we left my kid at a funeral. He's like, yeah, he was shaking up for a couple of weeks, but eventually started talking
He started
again.
talking. Yeah.
You
God,
want
what a
good
great
one?
movie.
Go catch him in Uncle Buck. That's a great one.
Yeah. Uncle
Here's a
Buck's
quarter. Go have a rat and all that thing off your face, you bitch. Anyway,
Best
you can
cameo.
catch. Are we doing plugs now? Is that what we started
Yeah,
off with
let's
here?
go. Yeah, let's go with that.
Next installment of Shock Drop Comedy with this guy here. Is it Shock Drop or Comedy Shock Drop? What do
Shock
we call
drop
it?
comedy.
The Shocker?
Shock Drop Comedy
Yeah, you
at
guys might
Score
change the
Sneaker
name again.
Boutique.
It's okay.
It's gonna be the Handsome Idiots. So.
Yeah. No, we had somebody do a logo and they changed the order of it, and I don't know what it is
You're like,
anymore.
well, that's our name now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Shock Drop Comedy, Score Sneaker Boutique, June 1st, $25 at the door, $20 online. Come on out. Brandon was
It's
supposed to be on the
bobsled
first
time.
one. You guys will be on
Sorry.
the one after this one, whenever that is.
I'm gonna be down in Seattle that week, dude. Just tanning my fucking tattooed buns off.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's gonna let
Other
that
than
tattoo
when
fly.
does this come out? This week?
I'm gonna get it out before I go to Vegas this week. So yeah,
When do you go to Vegas?
Thursday morning.
All right, cool. Then
Whoa, you're going to
come out to
Atlanta.
Helium this Saturday, 3:30. Oral presentations. Fucking killer lineup. I'm gonna give a slideshow presentation
What are you-
on a
what are you
secret
doing
little
on?
topic. I'm doing it on Finland's version of baseball, and it's gonna be called whatever that is, like Passerellos. It's not just gay baseball. That's the whole
Passerello's is a
topic.
pizza place in Voorhees.
That too, and I'm sure you're gonna tell me what zip code it is.
Wait, so what is there? Is it like a cricket sort of style?
Dude,
of
it's
baseball?
so weird looking. We can keep going if you want to pull this up.
No, it's good.
basically. No, I need to research it because I have to do a slideshow on it.
What's it called?
It's I don't know. It's Passarella. Just look up Finland baseball. It's basically soft toss, professional soft toss, and rock and jock rules. You run backwards on the base path at first. They wear
What?
these weird gloves.
They run
Their jerseys
backwards?
are fucking
Like they
weird.
backpedal?
Yeah, Pesapalo. Pesiapalo.
What did you call me?
Yeah. The jerseys look like
It's a fast-moving bat and ball sport.
bull.
That really narrows it down.
Yeah.
It's a combination of North American baseball.
It's better
Oh,
if you just
it's
show pictures.
similar to like brand ball, rounders, and lapta. Yeah, it's exactly like
Yeah.
those.
Pictures and videos make it better. It's like cricket, but for white.
This guy's getting
Look at
whacked.
those,
Dude, that's
look at
the
those
picture.
unis.
So the guy next to the uniforms
What?
are incredible, right? They look like NASCAR uniforms cut off at the knee. The pitcher is the one in the white stripes. The vertical
Looks like he's
stripes.
about
Oh,
to
so it
just-
is like a
So
soft
dude,
toss.
you
He
do soft
throws
toss.
it
So
up.
you stand there and you literally just toss it.
That's
up, but they'll
hard.
like put a weird spin on it. But everyone stands so fucking close and no one's get drilled. There's no tops to the helmet either. I don't know why.
Yeah, it looks like he's about to just whack a dude in the face with a bat.
Yeah,
They look like they're wearing like wrestler ear
And if
covers.
you want to learn more about that, Helium Comedy Club, 3:30 oral presentations.
Okay.
The Dad Meat Boys are on it. Naeem Ali's on it. Ryan Foster, and then they, out of the kindness of their heart, they put me on there too. So
Does
come
Ryan
out and have a
Foster
good
know how
time.
to create a
He
PowerPoint?
can't read. I don't know if he's actually even on the show, but good. Actually, you know what? He's not on this one. Never mind. He was on the last one, I think.
Damn. All right.
But,
oh,
yeah.
and then we got the 29th of May down
Yes.
at the Garden
In the
State
Racks.
Distillery in
Or no, is that the Rax one? Tom's River?
Tom's River.
Tom.
Yes. The Handsome Homos and myself and a few other gentlemen.
Hey, we're coming for you, Tom.
Wednesday
right.
night
River
Distillery.
Wednesday
Oh.
night.
Open challenge. If you listen to this, if you were on the 1998 World Series champion, Little League World Series champion Tom's River team, if you come out, I'll buy you a beer.
Yeah, they'll be there, dude.
All right,
Are
well-
they even 21 yet?
I hope
What's
so.
our fan
I hope
base?
they're not.
24,
I don't
26
know.
maybe?
Math isn't my thing.
Yeah,
I'm not a nerd.
Yeah.
So do you guys think the handsome idiots will ever come back?
Listen,
Well, you get all
sniff
choked
your
up
own
like you
pussy
did.
in between now and then? Shut up before I kill you to death.
brother, yeah, you can't kill
No,
it
but seriously, do
completely.
you think there will be a return?
There'll be a new iteration. We're working on. We're in the lab.
Yeah, we're working on it. We
cooking.
text once a week and be like, we got to meet up and think of something.
You guys going to find a new Afghani producer to do your podcast?
Yeah, we're looking for somebody who can handle AI Akbar.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're a producer and you have a bunch of equipment and want to produce our podcast, hit us up.
For free.
Yeah, for free.
We're
Also-
willing to not pay.
Yeah.
Comedy's booming right now. All right, Matt, you're up. You're up there, buddy boy.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, Shock Drop June 1st. The Racks on Racks.
Yep.
This
Rack 'em, Willie.
this
Rack 'em, rack.
shut up while I promote.
Rag 'em,
And
rack.
just shut up while I promote.
Rack 'em.
Me and Bert Kreischer are having a kid. No, this Sunday, me and my mom are going to do a show, and I have to submit
Oh.
a set by tonight. Pause, brother. Pause.
I love that you have to like really solidify that this isn't a joke because there's so many times you're like, I'm just worried about my mom's knees.
I know. Well, come see us at Your Mom is Funny. That the show with a lot of legwork beforehand.
So is your mom on the show? Like, does
Yeah,
she
her and
come
I are
on-
going to be doing like the full show together. It's
And
actually going to be cool.
Does she do stand up? Like, will she? Or is she just
I-
there to receive the jokes?
They sent her like apparently a bunch of questions that I can't know about, and it's like a newlywed game where I have to like guess what I think she answered.
What kind of
I'm gonna
perverted
fuck
shit
my
is
mom.
that?
Yeah, wait till he gets the fucking.
There's like a segment where I have to like I don't know if I can. Whatever.
There's one part where she's stuck.
Yeah.
She's just stuck in a dryer and you got
You sick.
Oh no, Mom, you're stuck in a stool on the stage at Helium.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that would be funny. But you talked about my mom like that. Size 12, that's big. No. But yeah, so that's at Helium at whatever time Saturday, Sunday, who cares? And Men at Work podcast on YouTube and the accidental small TikTok following we fell into the other day. So come and look at us and please subscribe to it so I can quit my job.
And where can you find that podcast?
You can find it all over, and it's hard to find. We try to make it the most elusive podcast that you could never track down.
Yeah, we're a full
You
episode.
can find all the episodes on That Rules
Yeah.
pod.
No, full episodes are at Men at Work on YouTube and Men at Work Pod on TikTok.
Let's go.
please.
Isn't it Men at Pod on Instagram?
Yes.
Yeah.
Every time I read the name of the, like I read menopause for
Menat
some
pod?
reason. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like menopod.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be reading fucking dollar signs, Dan. How about that?
Oh,
I'm kidding. We haven't made a
Whoa.
cent. I am hemorrhaging money on
TikTok
this
hasn't paid
podcast.
you guys yet, but it's
My
coming.
I
God.
can't wait for you to get canceled because you bully a 13-year-old again
Yeah.
at WrestleMania.
Damn.
got to pay for those migraine bills.
Advil ain't cheap these
Yeah,
days.
mine only cheap.
Check out Flippy Flops by Tony.
We're gonna close out the flippy flops of this episode. Actually,
Oh,
we're gonna get hit
please.
with a copyright suit.
Yeah,
Song of the
you
summer,
truly meant
dude. Be flashing my,
Dude, if you had a
dancing my
copyright
white ass
lawsuit
off
for
to
your
that.
own song.
Play that on
Yeah.
the beach in Seaside. Where else are you gonna be other than Seaside on June 1st?
June 1st, I'll be in Atlanta, Georgia this weekend. Red Clay Comedy Festival. Come out, check it out. And then I'll be at Helium May 21st and 22nd, opening for the Rudick siblings. They're awesome. I worked with them last year, and they're super funny. And then I'll just be posting everything else on Instagram, Donegan Comedy, and South Jersey Bad Boys otherwise.
Yeah. Then we got racks on rack 'em, rack ball.
Wednesday
There was a
night.
couple in the shower. I saw him fucking rack ball.
I love the one where he comes out of the bushes and he's like, I want to suck yo dick. So, yeah, we got Rackham on the 29th down
Wednesday
in Toms
night.
River, June 15th at the old Moose
Why is
Lodge.
it Wednesday?
Wednesday night distillery. Dude,
The only night I don't
distilleries
really
draw
wanna
out
talk
some. You thought like bars and breweries had alcoholics. Distillery alcoholics are another breed.
Yeah,
it's
let's go.
amazing. So yeah, we got those, and then there will be some fun local bar shows coming up soon here as well that I'll announce later. But yeah, that's all we got cooking.
All right.
Gentlemen,
Did we even explain the hats?
I think we did in the very
Okay.
beginning. I don't.
Oh yeah, it's John's birthday or some shit like that.
I
bro.
never quite know what happens when we do a podcast.
You know
Yeah.
what? But here we are.
It's kind of funny to not address it the entire time.
Yeah,
Just
I had-
like, they just wear hats.
My
We didn't even
birthday
address
was
that
great.
Matt's a chain guy now.
Yeah, my
too.
birthday was great. April 11th, I was in Boston, and me and my friends were blacked out on a balcony, and there was a girl walking along, and I farted into my hands and threw it at her, and she goes, "Oh my god, I smelt that."
Yeah, dude, my wife was pretty pissed about that.
Yeah.
I thought you were going
Didn't
to say you were
land.
that girl. Did you see the video of the girl getting hit in the face with the full beer from the rooftop in Boston?
Close, but I threw a toot.
Oh, this girl gets clocked right in the skull. It's a good one. Anyway.
Did see that. It's
Hell
good
yeah.
stuff.
Good night.
All right, we'll catch you at the
Bye-bye.
drop shock. See ya.